Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Brainstorm Brewery. I do not have any good Squatty Potty puns lined up for you this week. I'm sorry.
Well, that's shitty of you.
I get it. But go buy a Squatty Potty.
Schmackety-doo.
Let's just get it out of the way first. Just get all the pitches out of the way first. That'll make it really easy for the YouTube video.
Nope.
No?
You don't get to decide when the pitches happen. The pitches happen organically.
I see. Kind of like pooping with a Squatty Potty?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. You're forcing it.
That's...
Not like pooping with a Squatty
like the opposite
Potty.
Of a Squatty Potty.
Yeah, if you don't want to force it, get a Squatty Potty.
At www.
Gets your feet off the floor and changes your life, man.
Yeah, Squatty.
We're forcing this episode through because we've been sitting here for an hour.
Oh, look. First thing DJ said was complaining. Go figure. SquattyPotty.com/BSB. And
yeah, man, you're going to think, hey, this affiliate link doesn't work, but it does, trust me. So,
anyways, we did it.
The affiliate link is much like the Squatty Potty. It works better than you think. That's all we're going to say about it. Look, like, we're not going to give you a whole spiel. They didn't give us copy that we need to say because they're like, you know how to connect to your fans. I'm telling you that the Squatty Potty works, so just get one. Get one for every turlet in your house. That's it. That's the pitch.
Yeah, help us not embarrass ourselves by inking a sponsorship and then like not selling any Squatty Potties.
Yeah. So. Use our affiliate link, squattypotty.com/BSB. And just buy one for every toilet in your house, and you'll thank us.
And poop like a king.
Yeah. We didn't want to be sponsored by a store and have to use their prices, so we went outside the box, and our little joke meme thing turned into a real thing, and they sponsor us now, and we're happy with it, so let's get into the episode.
How happy are we
We'll be
with
screwed
these,
when Squatty Potty starts selling magic cards, though.
Yeah, good point, right?
Squatty Potty's going to get into... They're going to listen to a couple episodes, they're going to be like, man... We have sold like 8 of these.
Skrilla and buy like a bunch of reserve list cards. If they were smart, they would, you know.
Oh god.
Look at that. There's like no head on that.
Now we're just teaching Squatty Potty how to buy out the magic market. This is going in a different direction.
Whatever, man. If it's got to be somebody, I would be glad it would
be Squatty Potty. Sure.
Yeah, I still think I wanted to use that advertisement idea where we just like flush a bunch of splinter frates down the toilet for a Squatty Potty ad.
Just destroy magic cards. I think that's off-brand.
I think you destroy your plumbing.
Yeah.
Splinter frights are like flushable wipes. They say you can flush them, but you can't.
But can you?
Everyone you flush just increases the rest of their power.
Wow.
That's true.
You're right.
It's like all those seances that I gave those guys all those bitcoins to burn.
You did do that, that's true.
I did. That was a thing I did.
So what do you guys think about these bands?
This is Brainstorm Brewery. It's a podcast about magic.
Oh, we're professional tonight. Oh, all right. Let me sit up in my chair. Oh yeah, all right. This is a podcast about Magic the Gathering.
Oh, listen to that squeaky ass chair.
Patreon goal?
If you go to patreon.com/Brainstorm Brewery and we get to $2,000 a month, we'll fix Corbin's squeaky ass chair.
Up in the ante every week. Oh,
well, man. Did I say $17.50?
I believe it was $17.50.
Okay, $17.50 will fix your chair. For $2,000, I will shoot a series of videos acting out all those Guy Fieri diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Oh, the program
the program wrote an episode. I will totally shoot those.
That would be
man,
be pretty good.
Guy Fieri is pie or something. I don't know.
That would be pretty good. Actually.
Yeah, he acts like a pie. Whatever, man. The clams are getting uglier, so that's what we'll do at 2,000. Whatever. So
whatever he says. Just like he says, like we'll never get there. Just like he said, I'll dress like Guy Fieri if we get to 1,000 or whatever.
Hey, if we survive the entirety of this month at the level that we're at, then we do the chip thing. So.
We do the one chip
challenge.
As
long as nobody drops down.
DJ dies.
Someone will drop down. Don't worry, DJ. You won't ever have to eat a chip.
Yeah. What a
Because our listeners would rather use their money to buy specs than go to brainstormbrewery.com and buy our playmats and stuff. And they don't want to go to patreon.com/brainstormbrewery and support our Patreon and get us up to that level where you have to do the one chip challenge and eat a hot ass chip. They don't want to do it.
I'm excited.
So
I can't wait for this to happen. Yeah, it'll never happen, DJ. Don't worry. All right, let's talk about Magic. Deathrite Shaman got banned. Jataxian.
You know, I didn't want to do all the pitches at the beginning. I don't want to turn into one of those podcasts where you're like, just skip to 15 minutes.
I know, but then it came up organically.
But we
just
still have like
with
some dude in
potty.
the YouTube comments who's going to be like, actually, these are the separate breakdowns of the pitches. This is my intro. This is my body. This is my like. He's going to write a fucking like essay.
You know who it is too? It's Narc, man. Narc's the one always doing that.
And he'll keep doing it as long as we say his name like once every 4 months. He's like an abused child.
What does that have to? How is that like an abused child?
Like they latch on to that small amount of attachment you throw them. It doesn't matter how much.
Corbin's really affronted because his abused child doesn't behave like that at all.
I didn't.
He just won't go to bed for an hour and a half.
Yeah. There are a few things more enjoyable than life than working a long weekend on the road and coming home and getting a 2-year-old screaming in your ear for an hour. It's the dream.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, because you don't work.
I wouldn't. Yeah, that's why. Not because my daughter's well behaved and she says, "Night, night, daddy," and gets in her little bed and pulls the covers over herself.
Yeah, it must be nice.
It is nice. It's great. I raised her correctly.
Yep, you're done. You did it. What could go wrong between 2 and 18? Not much.
Hey, the worst thing that could happen is that she's like the 4th fattest cheerleader, not the 2nd.
Oh, dang.
Oh, man, no one likes the 4th. I think the 4th fattest cheerleader gets cut from the cheerleading squad. I don't think...
What if the cheerleading squad's only like 6 girls?
Well, then now you got 5.
Wow. I don't know if that's enough to pyramid.
If there are only 6 girls on the cheerleading squad and they're all fat, I think you're in Oklahoma.
All right. It's messed up, guys.
Hey, I can say fat. That's our word.
Okay.
That was something for the people watching on YouTube. People listening to my voice on the podcast, just audio. They're like, "Is Jason fat?" Nah, I'm sexy as shit. So don't worry about it.
Oh man, I don't even want to encourage them to go to YouTube to find out.
But if they did go to YouTube, they could click like and subscribe and support us for $0.
Jeez, we're racking up those.
This is Jason. This is all Jason. I try to talk about magic.
I'm so good at this.
People are going to try to skip, they're like, oh, this is the part where we skipped 10 minutes and it's still going.
No, we're going to cut this episode up and we're going to put like some of the body in.
No. Oh, we are not. We are not. We are driving everyone away right at the beginning.
Jesus.
They're going to be like, I can't wait
to talk about magic.
I can't wait to hear what Brainstorm Brewery has to say about Legacy and these bands, the Deathrite Shaman band, the Jataxian Pro band. What do I buy? What do I buy? And they get subjected to 10 minutes of poop pitches.
They don't even want to hear Jason's opinions on Legacy because it's just Night of the Reliquary all the time.
Well, that's
Night of the Reliquary's back, baby. Night of the Reliquary's fucking back.
It is back. Reanimator's going to be good. Sneaking shows.
Reanimator hasn't been good since the movie Reanimator came out.
Is that a movie?
Yeah. What? Is that a movie? Dude, this guy carries his head around and it goes down on this chick. That movie's amazing.
What kind of movies do you watch?
I watched the movie Reanimator.
Jason's watched every movie since like 1975.
This sounds okay.
Probably more.
Oh my god. You've never
we've obviously never seen the movie.
I've never heard of that movie, Jason.
It was referenced in American Beauty. Have you seen American Beauty?
No.
What?
That has Kevin Spacey in it, though, right?
I didn't even know that.
Was okay at the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing.
That was back in '99. That was allowed.
Okay.
It has a net bending. You see Thora Birch's tits, and then you kind of recoil a little. It's a good movie.
This is
Mina Savari's topless in that movie. There are a lot of topless girls in that movie. What?
Nothing.
No, well, they're bad because she's saving up for a boob job, so it's fine. They're supposed to be bad.
Oh, okay.
Just watch the movie. It's a good movie.
Probably not going to do that.
What? It's won like so many awards. Go see the movie.
Go see the movie. So where do you suggest go to see the movie?
I don't know what they have in Oklahoma.
Blockbuster?
You probably have Blockbuster.
The last Blockbuster is probably in Oklahoma.
It's not. It's in Alaska.
It's in Alaska. You probably have Family Video, though.
We do have Family Video.
Family Video is actually like a thing still.
Yeah, it's because
it's like growing. Families. It's growing or something. I saw a news article recently that said Family Video is still growing in these dark ages.
Yeah, because they're fucking and having more family videos.
Jason is in an interesting place tonight.
Yeah, because I got an extra hour drinking because you were late, idiot.
So what's going to happen in Legacy, though? What do people buy? What's the Deathrite Shaman going to do? How falling is the sky? How fallen is it?
I don't think that anybody plays Legacy, so this probably won't change much.
You were just considering buying Savannas for Legacy like a week ago.
Yeah, because I want to...
There are definitely people who
want to have Savannas. Because Savannah's like the cheapest dual land.
So the thing is, it's easy to say... It's easy to say that we think Maverick is going to come back or whatever and be a thing. At the same time, the last time Maverick was good was a long time ago.
Rug Delver is probably good.
Yeah, I saw people dusting off the nimble mongooses. Mongeese.
It is mongoose.
I believe you. It just sounds funny.
I don't know. I think it's really interesting. This is the most open Legacy's been in a long time. I mean, since Ice Divine and Top got banned and Miracles became less of a thing. But even at that point, Deathrite Shaman had already defined a bunch of decks that just hadn't defined every deck that was good. So I'd say it's pretty open.
You definitely sell your Leovolds if you haven't already.
See, I think that'll still be a deck. Why wouldn't it be?
Because that card's
have Deathrite Shaman?
Only really easy to cast because of Deathrite Shaman.
I mean, Deathrite Shaman certainly makes it easier, and it makes the check pile 4-color control lists that play it. But I think Sultai Leovold will still be a deck.
Do we care about Get Probe?
Get Probe hits Storm. It actually hits a number of decks, like Charbelcher and stuff too, even. Here's what I would say, though. I would say that what this banning most does is bring back Wasteland.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, Wasteland's like historically low right now. So.
That may just be level 0, but also the right level to be on is not to try to overthink it because it's just it's going to move slow, although the Pro Tour is going to speed it up. That's for sure. I do.
Yeah, man, if you don't want to guess what the entire meta landscape is going to look like, just know that Wasteland's better now.
Yeah, just like level 0, Wasteland is good again.
Yep.
Graveyard strategies are better. So whatever you want that to be.
Crucible of Worlds just got a reprint and Deathrite Shaman's gone. But yeah, Maverick's probably dead.
I have no idea.
You can Green Sun Zenith for Ramunap Excavator before. You couldn't do that. You can do that.
That's not a Legacy thing, Jason. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
It could be. I could see a one of. I think Maverick could be a thing.
Jason, you could take an average cube draft of yours, add 20 more lands, and play it in Legacy. That's what you would do.
I mean, that sounds really good.
Sounds fun.
I got my Fauna Shaman. I got my my Reclamation Sage. I got my Stoneforge Mystic with 1 equipment.
Umezawa's Jite and Skull Clamp, sir. I'm not going to run Stoneforge with 1 equipment. Although if it is Jite, it's almost worth it. It's like 2 copies of Jite.
It is. Right, so it is sort of like that. So anyways, I would say you start looking at the graveyard. You start looking at the mana situation. It means that people are not going to be able to play as crazy mana bases. Wasteland's going to be better. That's where I would start. It's really hard to say the Pro Tour is going to define most of this. Because
I mean, also, like, this is all just going to be, like, glacial, too. It's not like Modern where, like, cards get unbanned and then
there used to be an event every weekend, right? Star City would run a Legacy event every weekend, so shit moved, but, like...
Well, here's the thing, though. The Pro Tour is in a month.
I don't know.
It is, but, like, I don't think that people will be going out en masse to buy Legacy decks based off of the Pro Tour.
No, but we're talking about the meta, right? Like... The Pro Tour is going to set the meta, and then that should, for anyone who actually plays Legacy regularly, should
again, it'll be glacial though.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, it's a split format Pro Tour, because it's a team trios Pro Tour, right? So there's all kinds of mitigating factors there where you're not just gonna be able to tell what the best Legacy deck is or whatever. But I guess I'd say buy Wasteland. That's all I got for you. Buy Rishadan Point.
Well, shit. If that's all you do.
I mean, they're expensive enough.
Like the people breaking into Legacy are breaking in with Death and Taxes anyway.
Right.
So
and Goblins nowadays. Goblins.
Yeah, Gobos is a nice budget option in too. But
Goblins could be a real thing too. It's
because you can't throw Lackey into a Deathrite, so now,
yeah, that's a real thing actually. I like that, and that deck even with Deathrite existing had some success recently. It occasionally pops up, right? I think we had it last summer at GP Vegas. It went like 8-0 or something. So
Lackey into Chain Whirler seems pretty boss to me.
What?
Yeah, man. You kill their Delver before it flips. It's amazing.
I think, wouldn't they block? Wouldn't you block with a Delver if a lackey was swinging at you?
No, fam.
Yes, fam.
The lackey's a 1/1. The Delver's a 3/2. Why would you make that trade early? That seems crazy.
Good point. All right. Anyways, let's move on. Let's break some bulk here. I'm sorry, that's all we got for the ban list. It's Legacy. It's so hard to know.
There's not much to talk about. Yeah, it doesn't.
No. Okay.
matter.
No. There is a thing to talk about because everybody bought Stoneforge Mystics thinking that was going to get unbanned. This is a thing that happens most ban cycles. I think you wait till everyone dumps their Stoneforges. Maybe build up a pile just to be ready when people are going, no. I think you could get Stoneforge Mystic for like $20 and sell them for like 60 when everyone's freaking out. Go for it.
Well, what do you think Stoneforge is actually going to do? That's the question.
It's going to slowly climb down to like 15 again.
Yeah, it's how low do we think it's going to go?
15.
It's $30 market price right now.
It goes to like 20. It goes to like 18, I think. Maybe not 15. It goes to 18.
It was 20 before. Why would it be lower than that?
Because, like, if they were going to unban it, like, they could... This is probably, like, the time, and now maybe more people are, like, gun-shy over it.
Have they ever done an unban in the summer?
Probably. I don't know enough to tell you offhand.
I think the older unbans were in the summer, like Valakut, or maybe, like, Bitter Blossom. No, Bitter Blossom was spring.
I'll say there...
I don't know.
So, it's so stupid looking at the Stoneforge graph, because you can see 4 distinct...
It's great.
Five distinct spikes for the stupid card, predicated around...
it also probably gets reprinted soon in like some random master set.
It could certainly
just for Legacy.
So
that's just like a card. Just like when it gets at its lowest, it doesn't hurt to have like 10 copies of it that you traded for. Don't pay cash per se, but like just trade for them because they're gonna go up in the ban cycle, and either you hit and then you get like whatever for them, or you just sell into hype. So either way, I think you look at that graph, you're like, man, I really want to be buying at the bottom and selling at the top.
Yeah.
So anything that's predictable and cyclical, man, that's just free money. So that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I'm like, there's going to be hype around it. People are always going to think that's going to get unbanned, and they're always going to be like, well, my buddy plays at the LGS with a guy whose cousin plays paintball with a guy who works at Wizards or whatever, and
4 of the 5 times
everybody thinks they got that inside info. So
yeah, 4 of the 5 times it spiked, it settled-ish at a higher price than before. But in 2016, it spiked up to 40 and then settled down to 15 before climbing back up to 20. This is the biggest spike we've had on it by far. So, I don't know. I don't think it goes below 20, but we'll see. Especially because now we also are talking about Death and Taxes perhaps coming back in Legacy a little bit. Maybe people deciding they're going to try to get into Legacy when you don't have to have a 4-color mana base. You know, that's a lot of dual lands.
Or any dual lands whatsoever. You just have cheap-ass wastelands, which are cheap for now, so get those.
And ports,
Get those ports.
Yep. We've spent so much time on this relevant topic.
It's relevant to some people, DJ.
That's
man.
free money.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Right, but we finished that like 5 minutes ago.
You know what, DJ?
Yep.
You're a guest, so...
Got him.
Oh, wow, that's a new one.
That was good, yeah, all right. Let's break some bulk.
Breaking bulk time. Breaking bulk time. Break.
Oh, yeah, breaking bulk. There's so much good stuff.
It's a pick. Breaking bulk. The end.
Judgment, red, common, go.
Needle drop.
That's Lorwyn.
That's in
close.
Lorwyn. Judgment.
Fire, lava dart.
Lava dart. Yeah.
Incorrect.
Oh, that's what I would have
Fire
guessed.
blast.
That's visions.
Oh, fire bolt.
That's not a pick.
I didn't think that was.
I think it's also Odyssey.
Browbeat.
That's uncommon.
Browbeat's rare.
It's uncommon.
What's the answer?
Oh, it was a purple symbol.
The answer is Swirling Sandstorm.
What?
What does that
I don't
mean?
even know
4
what that
mana,
does.
sorcery, threshold, deals 5 damage to each creature without flying. So it does nothing if you don't have threshold. You have to have 7 cards in your graveyard.
Neat.
But once you do, it is the strongest pauper sweeper in the format, dealing 5 to each non-flying creature. The card's market price right now, $2.
Yeah, I mean, that is a good one.
Swirling Sandstorm.
Yep.
I bet your LGS has got those in their 5 cent bin if you just dig through.
Yeah, this is a
pauper
pauper
card.
Old
judgment crap.
It is very strong in the Boros Monarch archetype to let you just keep a stranglehold in that emblem. You just keep drawing cards. It's just sort of one of the only ways to clear out a ton of elves if they get out of the reach of like Pyroclasm or esque effects, something like that.
Yeah.
Just a good card. You got to have 7 cards in your graveyard, but that's what Faithless Looting's for. That's what Thought Scour's for. It's just
that's what playing Pauper and playing a bunch of shitty creatures that die easily is for.
I mean, like Gurmag Angler's like an all-star in the format, and this is one of the only answers to it that beat via damage. So like, it's just a solid card.
You could play this in a deck with Gurmag Angler.
All right, I've got one here. This should be easy. It's a I'm going Battlebond theme tonight, because we're going to talk about it a little bit later. So Battlebond, colorless uncommon.
Genesis Chamber.
It is Genesis Chamber. I mean, it's a gimme, but that's it's fine. I basically just want to remind people of this card because it's really easy to look at Battlebond. Obviously, Chain Lightning, Spell Snare, Beast Within, even Swords of Plowshares, and Sky Shroud Claim, right? The commons and uncommons more expensive than Genesis Chamber. And we talked about emblems. Those are, I guess technically not. We'll see how they go long term. But Genesis Chamber is, I think, the one I've seen pass over the most in the past.
Genesis Chamber kind of died. So yeah, these are definitely like a hold instead of a I don't even know if this climb is back up.
What's gonna?
Well, it's 50 cents right now. It doesn't have to be $2 again.
It's not 50 cents right now. It's 7 cents.
Yeah, it's okay. The listed price. It's very cheap, obviously, and we'll see if it recovers. But
why would
this was a card that was only expensive because of scarcity. There was very minimal demand.
Why? What's driving the demand of this? Vintage?
I mean, like before the reprint, it was mostly because of a modern deck that involved like Norn the Wary and Soul Sisters. So you would like get a ton of Enter the Battlefield triggers and just sort of do a ton of shenanigans with that.
I've also seen it in Commander a little bit. I mean, the thing is, the price on it's actually been fairly steady at over $2 since that Norn deck initially popped 3 or 4 years ago. So the fact that it wasn't like a spike and then come back down, because obviously it's not like Norn Soul Sisters Genesis Chamber is a real deck that's having success. It's just a deck that people can play. But
it's in 1,200 EDH decks, a third of which are Norn decks.
Yeah, like it caused.
But it's in Purphoros decks,
right? And the fact that demand did remain constant before the reprint makes me feel that like the demand is going to maintain constant after the reprint. So, I don't see it going from like 7 cents to 50 cents even again. I think the card just might be dead.
Okay, well,
I'll still pick it.
I'll
still pick it because it's a nickel for me.
Kaladesh, rare artifact.
Smuggler's Copter.
Kaladesh rare artifact. Life Crafter's Bestiary.
No, you idiot.
Sanctuary's safe. That's Ixalan. I don't know. There's a lot, man. It's in standard. I don't know.
Yeah, like there's 85 rare colorless.
It's a bulk rare.
What? Then what?
Then why is it
a breaking bulk?
Because it's a bulk rare.
That's not.
What?
Now who doesn't understand the fundamentals of this?
DJ.
Hey, this is worth 25 cents. That's 5 times more than
DJ's mad at everybody's picks. What is it, Jason? This is stupid, though. I agree.
Giriper Orrery.
That's not a pick.
Yeah, it is.
It's not.
You pick that out of your bulk and you sit on that and you wait a year.
That's pick of the week, Jason.
I'm not picking a 25-cent card
Do
for
you
pick
know
of the
what
week
we
like a
do
peasant.
The entire point of breaking bulk is picking a card out of bulk that is not bulk.
It's not bulk. It just doesn't know it yet.
Watching DJ be on tilt right now is so good.
I know. I changed my pick on purpose. I was going to do Splendid Reclamation, but he's so salty.
Being wrong like that, you're just wrong.
Splendid Reclamation's like $1.50. I get these in bulk all the time, but
that is
Gear per Orrery is my pick. Put that in the spreadsheet, you idiot.
Splendid Reclamation. BDM always plays that thing in his stupid DC deck, and it's so good.
It's so good.
Because there's a lot of decks, especially like that, where the commander does something, and it does it specifically over and over again, kind of like Marin, for instance. The only way to kill it is to beat them, right? And because you can't really live with their commander and play because it's just so good at what it does. You just have to kill it over and over again until they can't cast it anymore. But when someone mills like 30 cards and then is like, Well, yeah, my commander costs 14 now, but I cast Splendid Reclamation, so I have 20 mana. You run out. You can't stop it. Like, you just run out of removal.
And a lot of those decks, it's a Boundless Realms for 2 mana cheaper.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah, card is great.
3 mana cheaper.
No, Splendid Reclamation's 4, Boundless Realms 7. Idiot.
It is 4.
So
yeah, that's 3.
Learn to do math. So I don't know.
I'm with you. That's a
get these
good
in
pick.
bulk. It looks like it for whatever reason. It looks like a bulk rare to people, but it's like approaching $2 retail, and I don't think it stays cheap.
Approaching $2 retail.
It's $1.
You can get these for 65 cents on TCG.
Now, Jason is right.
And then you pay $3 shipping. Cool.
No, you don't. It's shipping included. So
your shipping included.
The market price.
Jason, I'm Jason. I use Card Kingdom prices because they charge double.
The
Card Kingdom.
The average,
sponsors.
the TCG median on Splendid Reclamation has been $1 pretty steadily, but the market price on it has pretty steadily climbed since the beginning of the year, from under 50 cents to almost $1. So I mean, yeah, it looks like nothing, right? But it doubled. And that's
like almost $1, which is almost $2. So Jason's almost right.
Yeah, we get it.
It is almost. God, fuck you, DJ.
DJ,
why are you such a salty piece of shit? All you do is like, oh, I'm so much better than everybody and everything. Go fucking make your own podcast called DJ fucking does MTG Finance by himself, the podcast. Hey everyone, it's DJ. I sell nickels and then I fucking buy $900 collections for $150. Oh, I'm good at this. Make sure if I sell you a card that you tweet about it, otherwise it didn't count. I'm DJ. Fuck you.
Now who's salty?
You're both. Would you say he's salty or tilted?
Let's make a Twitter poll to find out, Corbin, shall we?
That's what
we already did a Twitter poll, and apparently everyone thinks Corbin was the one who's late to the podcast, which it turns out is correct. Some dude voted for me, which I think is weird. Why would I start a poll?
He thought it was meta, man. He thought you were being real meta.
I have more votes than DJ. We have 107 votes, and Corbin has less than half. 49% thought Corbin was not ready to go at 10:30.
I'm winning.
Are you?
Corbin's got like a 57 in golf. He's like, I'm winning, guys.
You have less than a majority. The only way you win is if you're Donald Trump.
Or George Bush?
Too soon.
Too soon? Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Well, then. So we mentioned we were going to talk about this. Let's move on to Battlebond next, because we did...
Oh, DJ doesn't want to talk about Battlebond. It's irrelevant.
Well, it's relevant to some... It's relevant for this, and I mean, we're going to hide some picks of the week in here, more or less, I guess, right? So we talked a lot about Battlebond, obviously, when it came out, and we talked about where we thought the cards would drop, and the cards we didn't think would drop, which I believe we put into the spreadsheet as picks of the week.
We did, and the algorithm that our friend uses fucks it all up and makes us look bad because it uses the prices of the old version before they got reprinted, so it looks like we all lost money already.
Not me, because I picked the lands.
How would the lands not go down?
Because I told you they wouldn't go down. That's how.
Yeah, but you're always wrong.
Yeah, duh, Jason, because Corbin willed it, so it shall be, you idiot.
I've been telling people Deathrite's going to get banned for a year and that Stoneforge is not getting unbanned, and people just don't listen to me, man. So, but let's talk about
Probably because you made Sylvan Carrington as your pick last week.
That was a good pick. It was a great pick, actually. The best pick. Beautiful pick. We talked about, we thought doubling season would...
You picked a wall, you're a genius.
We thought doubling season would hit 30, right? It seems to be bottoming out at 40.
I think it's done at 40.
I agree. I think there was just nobody cared about the set, I guess. Like,
well,
that, or everyone just knew these cards weren't going anywhere, or...
Then there's a set every month, so how long are you really going to draft Battlebond? You got to get
it was like a
partner together.
it did bottom out at 30, but it was for like a week, not even...
It was a pain in the dick to draft this set. Yeah, like
doubling season bottomed out at like 32 market price, but that was for like less than a week during Vegas. So
yeah,
and I was in Vegas. I wasn't worrying about doubling season.
And it climbed up pretty fast from there. So I guess we did kind of call that, but we also said you need to keep an eye on it. But I think here we are. It's $40. The lands. I don't think anything else is moving. I think it's bottomed out. Like obviously some of the stuff that is reprints that started high, maybe it's not done, but I mean, what do you guys think about, say, Seaborn Muse or True Name Nemesis or that sort of stuff?
I like
the Planeswalkers a lot.
Well, they're like, yeah, I guess.
Interestingly,
I like the Planeswalkers.
What's the older? I don't know.
True Name Nemesis is still trending down for what it's worth. Although we'll see if the ban list changes, impact that at all.
I like basically every Mythic reprint. Mycosynth Lattice, Nirkana Revenant. At their current prices, I think they're solid places to park money.
I think we definitely are. It's hard to tell on some of these graphs, right? We're really, if we're in the bottom, doubling season we can see has rebounded, right? But the rest of them, it's unclear. They seem to be equalizing. I'm looking at like Arena Rector and Seaborn Muse and stuff like that, and it seems like they're sort of leveling out, but they could still continue to creep down. So we may not be exactly at the bottom, but I do think it was a good time for us to bring it up and talk about it. Is if we're not there, we're almost there.
But like when we would talk about stuff from Iconic Masters that we thought it was at its bottom, we only had a few examples. This, I think we might as well. I think this is basically done, right? I think it's not going to get open that much. I think a lot of the stuff anything that's going to rebound is going to start now. And it'd be a good time to get
very
in.
Close, at least.
It's also worth noting that boxes of this still aren't great buys to crack for value because like Dawnglare EV says like the TCG low average of a box is like 65, so
and they're still like, yeah.
Even if you get them at cost, it's not like a good crack because you like have to hit doubling season or like an insane foil to go ahead. So,
but if you hit Winland Kenrith, those are $50 foils.
Sure. Like if they're the jackpot foil because you get both of them in the same pack, and then that's like you get $100. But like
so that's what it makes it real clumpy.
But like True Name's even better than that. True Name's like a $300 foil or something like that.
I will point out that the lands have bottomed out almost certainly. At least looking at Morphic Pool here.
I really thought they would go to like $2 or $3 each, and they stayed around $5, $6, $7.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Morphic Pool bottomed at $5 for a minute, and now it's back up to $6.50 already market price.
These are I will say that I don't think these are going to get reprinted like you do, Corbin.
Well, I guess I don't. If you ask me to rate it, I would say that they are more likely to not be reprinted immediately than they are. But like I talked about before, I don't know. Maybe I think they're like 25% to get reprinted, and maybe that's higher than other people think.
0%.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to be reprinted, but sometimes Wizards just finds a new design and says we want everyone to have this design, and I feel like that may be what they did.
I would like them to finish the cycle.
Yeah,
because they know that EDH players want these.
The thing is, it could literally go either way, and you can't tell with Wizards. They could print it into the ground and put the next cycle plus these and the next round of Commander decks, and everyone has them all. Or they could be like, now we have something that'll sell a set 5 years from now, don't touch them. Like, it's just impossible to tell. So,
yeah,
we'll see.
They got more of a handle on what they're doing than some people think.
Absolutely. It's just... It basically falls into one of those two things, right? Things either get too expensive to easily reprint, especially like the lands where, you may be wanting to put them in as a set or whatever, right? And they can get too expensive and then they can't make it into Commander products or whatever. We've talked about that before.
I've noticed it's been a really long time since they printed a whole 10 land thing in one set because that's 10 rare spots that are being occupied by land, which isn't super exciting to open.
I mean, I don't even think they've done that in like forever. What was the last time they did that?
Return of Ravnica?
I mean, those weren't all 10 in one.
Shadowmoor.
That was
right.
Shadowmoor didn't have all 10? Like they've never done.
Oh, you mean literally
rare slots in a
set, not like a block?
Yeah,
they've never done 10 rare slots in a set.
I mean, maybe they have, maybe they haven't. I can't remember enough offhand to tell you.
I'm looking at the list of every set ever, and I don't think they've ever done 10 rare slots to lands in a set.
Okay.
10th edition.
Did that have all the pain lands?
Yeah, I think so.
Unless you're counting, like, Fate Reforged and Dragon's Maze with fetches and shocks, but that's not really counting.
Well, did 10th edition have all the pain lands, or just some of them? It just had half, right?
So what the reason we bring that up is like, yeah, they never do that. So we're probably going to get the cycle completed before we get a reprint of.
Yeah, that could certainly be true. I'm with you. So either way, I like them. I think those cards are going to be 8 to 10.
So like the next time they could be printed, they'll probably reprint the cycle, and then Morphic Pool and that 5 card cycle's got even more time to grow.
Yeah.
Bountiful Promenade, Sea of Clouds, the red-green one, whatever that's called, Spire Garden.
Oh yeah, they Jason's right. They did put all 10 of them into. I believe. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, they put all 10 of them into 10th edition. And then it was weird. The prices got wonky because then they reprinted half of the Pain Lands in Standard. So you had, you like half of the Pain Lands in 10th edition were worth a lot of money, and half of them were, not valueless, but not, like, just vastly different prices. That was odd. What do you think about Greater Good? This is one we talked about. I think DJ said he thought it might just be dead. It was one of those where he said it was scarcity. It's $3.
No, I said Greater Good goes up.
So you think it goes... I mean, it was expensive because of scarcity. You think it's bottomed at 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Do you think there's enough to rebound?
I was going to pick Greater Good, and then Jason took that one for his pick of the week while I took Seedborn Muse.
Sure.
And Seedborn Muse is already 7.
Yeah, I like Seedborn Muse a lot from here. All right, well, fair enough. But there you go, everybody. Consider that your PSA that Battlebond came and went. Now's the time. I mean, came and went faster than you
There are
thought.
a lot of gainers in the set, so like there's...
It's great now. Like,
just there are a lot of good places to park your money.
Spellseeker seems to have bottomed out as well, very nearly.
That card hasn't like done anything though.
Yeah,
I mean it's never gonna.
Everyone's hype about it, but then
it's never gonna do anything except be a second copy of Cyclonic Rift in everybody's deck.
Ban Cyclonic Rift.
Yep. Agreed. Just why don't you just get a line directly to the rules committee? Just let them know. Let them know that it needs to
add Sheldon on Facebook.
It's not degenerate like Coalition Victory. Come on.
Yeah, good point. Good point. All right. Well then, we're doing it, everybody. We actually have emails this week.
No. DJ, what should we do next?
Oh, my bad. Wait, what?
Come on, man.
You're driving.
Yeah. Emails.
Okay.
Emails all over the place.
Okay.
Wow, great leadership. Good
transition,
DJ.
too.
Yep.
That was a flawless segue.
I'm so good at podcasting.
No. This is a quality email from Robert Weston. Can I get access to the spreadsheet? Blah, blah, blah.
Quality.
I live in Portland, Oregon, not some flyover backwater where pint glasses draw and the slack-jawed yokels. Once Jason decides to drink decent beer, let me know. I can show him a few places.
What?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there were like 5 or 6 Michigan beers in the recent top 10 and 0 from Portland. But okay, yeah, tell me more.
DJ, please don't let Jason's self-hatred affect you. I appreciate your diligence, commitment to grinding bulk. I don't care if you're a guest, you are the foundation of the podcast.
Oh, Mike, you would think this is a good
The foundation? You came in on like episode 280.
Yeah, does anyone talking about?
I'm just reading the
understand
email,
the word foundation?
I'm just reading the email.
You're like the shingles on the roof that were replaced later.
Hey, Corbin, don't.
You're a poor man's Ryan Bouchard.
You're the patch. You're the patch on the roof after it got hit by a falling tree.
Don't be salty. There's something in here for you too. I'm just reading the email.
All right, continue.
Corbin, I've learned a lot of how to play Magic watching your Mining Modern
series.
series.
This person's awesome. I changed my mind.
I really appreciate how you talk through your plays, the detailed deck text, how barrier walls are so it doesn't distract from MTGO's awesome interface, and how much you fucking nerd out. Your finance picks suck ass, so at least you've got one thing going.
Well, I'm now very torn on what I think of this listener. What do they say about Jason? This will make up my mind.
Finally, Jason, I fucking hate you only because I see my own self-hatred in you. No, wait, really, you're cool. Best Robert.
I don't hate myself at all. I hate DJ and Corbin, so... And I hate you.
All right, so wait.
Maybe that's... You see my self-hatred in you.
Can you read the sign-off on that email again?
Best Robert.
All right, no.
That's all it said. It just said best, comma, Robert.
Yeah, Robert, like, you had me... That was a roller coaster of an email, I'll tell you that much.
Did he ask us any questions?
He asked for the spreadsheet.
I just wanted to know if it came from his Galaxy Note S12.
If you give him a link to the spreadsheet, he's going to ask for a new link
I
every
wanted to know
week,
if that came from an iPhone 2. I wanted to know if that came from a tablet, if that came from his Nokia brick. That's all I wanted to know.
He has an
N-Gage. Yeah. He bought an N-Gage.
What about a Zune? Maybe it's from a Zune.
His PlayStation...
Fuck you, I had a Zune and it was great.
His PlayStation Vita? Was that the thing?
I think the weirdest one was the Zelda thing that we didn't get. It was like from his...
Well, that's because you can't read.
Chica Salte.
That's because you can't read, DJ.
No, because he misspelled it, remember?
No, you can't.
I looked at the email. He spelled it right. You just couldn't read it.
That's not true.
Jason definitely didn't look at the email. He doesn't even know the password.
I may or may not know the password. Is it 1234?
No, it's password, all caps.
I can't believe the log on is guest.
All right, what's the next email, DJ?
This one's from Tristan Mayshark, and it's titled "The EDH Costs and Culture," and he has a soccer ball for his profile picture.
Okay.
Jesus.
Hi,
I recognize this dude's name. Where do I know this dude's name?
Is it Discord?
Could be.
Okay.
Hi, Brew Crew. I'm a $20 patron. Okay, let's actually pay attention to this guy.
Oh shit!
Sit up straight.
I was leaning back. All right, I'm ready.
Professionalism.
Let me fold my hands in front of me. All right.
I bought a large number of EDH staples in 2014 and 2015.
You rich?
And when I go through my boxes these days, I find a good number of cards like Replenish or Food Chain, which I wouldn't have bought at today's prices. These are cards with very specific effects. Budget players don't really have overcosted alternatives the same way they do with Mana Crypt or Damnation. Yeah, they do. You have budget Replenish. It's called Crystal Chimes.
Or Open the Vaults. Right?
Crystal Chimes does cards one at a time. Replenishes your whole graveyard. What are you talking about?
No, Crystal Chimes is all of them. Skull of Orm is one at a time.
Well,
right?
Open the Vaults, for instance, I believe it brings back artifacts and enchantments, right? Yeah, it does.
And it's everybody.
It's everybody. So, but yes, the point
Crystal Chimes is all enchantments, Jason.
The point is there are...
Wow, really?
The point is there are budget options. But go on.
Not really for Food Chain, but anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Go on.
My question is, do you think rising costs of some cards are affecting EDH culture at all in terms of what you see whenever you see people playing Commander? Do people who got into Magic at 2017 and 2018 build decks differently because they don't have access to cards they would have if they'd started a couple years earlier?
Yes.
This isn't just a reserve list issue. My impression is that EDH popularity by itself is making the format more expensive because there's a limit to the number of things that can be printed in a year. Sent from a wood cabin on top of a mountain in Vermont. P.S.
Nice.
P.S. There is no P.S.
Nice. All right. I will say this. Yes, there is a big difference, but it's not just...
I will say this. Yes.
Yeah.
Next email.
Yeah. It's not just... Like, those are great examples. Food Chain, Replenish, and so on. But I think Mana Crypt is another one. I
hate Mana Crypt being legal.
We know. We all do, right? It's so stupid. And
well, the thing was, they were like, "Oh, it's priced out."
Well, people got them when they were $50, right? They bought them out at $50, and people got them. So now you have a group of people who are newer, right? They came in the last couple years, and they have Mana Crypts, and they don't have dual lands or whatever, but they have stupid Mana Crypts to ruin games. But the player who started a year ago doesn't have a Mana Crypt because now they're over $100 again, right?
I would lose like $4,000 if Mana Crypt was banned tomorrow, and I still want them to ban Mana Crypt.
Yeah, I agree. You should just bribe them. You should offer to pay them $4,000 to ban Mana Crypt.
I will ship them all of my Mana Crypt masterpieces if they ban Mana Crypt tomorrow. I hate that card being legal so much.
Yep, agreed.
I play it in every deck, still hate it.
Oh, I don't. I just refuse to play it. But I mean, our salt aside. You're absolutely right. By the way, Mana Crypt is climbing very fast. The Eternal Masters one. I'm looking at this graph right now.
Yep, it's like 130 right now.
It's had a really good year. It started the year under 100. So, but anyways, the point is, you're right. This does happen, but it's not just those older cards. It's the newer cards too, and that's why the Commander precons are so important for Wizards, and it's why they stock them with stuff. Right? They create new Commander cards that are very good. Because it's a double-edged sword, because we've talked on this podcast about how sometimes they just bring cards that are basically best in slot for any Commander deck, as opposed to cards that only work in certain ones. But the issue is sometimes...
And Command Tower, too, while you're at it.
Right. Well, and the thing is, some of those cards that only work for specific archetypes are the Replenish or Food Chain variety. Maybe not those specific cards, but they are older or expensive. So, on the one hand, we don't like that the format's just a bunch of new cards that everyone's playing. On the other hand, it helps give people... Those Commander precons have been very successful getting people in the game and giving them a foothold onto the format without spending a bunch of money.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this sort of thing with, people, reserve list discussion aside, we've seen this a lot with, like, how they've tried to shoehorn reserve list as cards into Commander, like Growing Rights and, like, Storm the Vaults. They're like, we know we can't print Cradle, but here's the next best thing.
I mean, sure. I don't know if that, like, was aimed at Commander or was just a cool design that, you know, they were
Growing Rights was 100% aimed at Commander.
I think it was aimed at...
Because the front half is useful in Commander, too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I mean, it's also... I don't know, whatever, I guess. It's useful with itself.
That is not a standard
They could
card.
just design that card in a vacuum. I don't know if it was shoehorned at Commander. It's just, they said, we get to do cool stuff with lands. Let's make iconic lands. I don't know if it's... We need more budget Cradles in Commander, but, I mean, that's kind of a it's not a super relevant discussion point, but you're right. They have put more and more of these type of effects out there. I had to play against somebody with Cradle and Growing Rights flipped the other day. Felt pretty bad. So
speaking of
story, Corbin.
Yeah. So I mean,
we're on the subject
back to the email though.
Of Commander.
What was the rest of what was the actual question in there? Do
you think the rising cost of some cards are affecting EDH culture at all?
So the culture, I mean, yes, the haves and have-nots, you can very easily tell the difference between them, and in terms of who started when, and it only gets worse when some of those halves include reserve list cards.
Yep.
So, or it honestly even like fetch lands now because they just keep going up, right? It wasn't a big deal for those of us playing 5 years ago to get fetch lands, even if the price was still $10 and they're only $20 now or whatever, right? It's just you could open them in a booster, you could trade for them. Now it's just if you want fetch lands for your decks, you're out $75 or whatever, you know. So there is a big difference, and that's just the way it's always going to be, which is why the Commander precons are both so important and so successful.
Yep.
All right. Any more?
Speaking of, that's
how is that better than just saying yes to his question like I did?
Just we got to go for an hour here, Jason. That's the most important part. It's padding that time, buddy.
Yeah. Speaking of Commander culture, I was gonna add in one thing based on something that somebody said in the Discord earlier.
Okay.
And that's the whole thing about this was based on Gilded Lotus because I personally think Gilded Lotus is $3 for the next like year and a half or 2 years.
Okay.
And somebody said, well, every Gilded Lotus that gets added to a Commander deck never comes out. And that definitely used to be true like 4 or 5 years ago, but I think we're at the point where that's not true anymore.
Interesting.
Because the added amount of commanders that are getting printed just as a whole, like Najila, like Hapetra, like Atraxa, just like we get so many new commanders every year. Like every set has like 1 or 2 build around legends, and then every commander precon has, of course, like 15 or whatever. So I think we're at the point where people are just more willing to rotate decks constantly based on what's new and what's cool. And just as somebody who runs a store and as somebody who like buys and sells decks frequently and just churns a lot of cards, I see people just go between one deck and the next more often nowadays.
I actually agree with that.
And so like the argument could say like, well, that Gilded Lotus stays in like that sort of shell. Like the Gilded Lotus goes from the Hapetra deck and then it goes to the Najila deck and then it goes to the Will and Rowan deck and then whatever. But just like I don't think people just keep decks together anymore for extended periods of time.
I think
we're at the point where like people want to build new flavorful things over and over, and so instead of going from like 1 to 7 EDH decks, people are more likely to just go from these 2 decks to these 2 decks to these 2 decks to these 2 decks.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, DJ. I mean, I think the important thing is here before, nobody did that. And there's still plenty of people now who will go from 1 to 7. I'm one of them. I have 5 decks now. And I don't even like my Shroom deck that much, but I'm not going to take it apart. I want the option. If I want to build a new deck, I'll just build a new deck. But there are more players now than ever before who are willing to switch. I don't know if I agree with you on Gilded Lotus. It's one I've actually started setting aside myself for my spec box. Just, sure not going to hurt me to have 50 of them in there by, the time Dominaria is done being opened.
Well, I mean, the argument against that is, like, how many of those could you sell at 3 now and then turn that money into something else and then turn that money into something else? And then...
Yes, opportunity cost is an argument if you need that money to spend on something else. But we have 20 Gilded Lotuses in the store, and I don't anticipate running out either, And the extra the extra $150 or whatever I would make off of selling those 50 Gilded Lotuses at $3 doesn't change anything I do in Magic one way or another. So, opportunity cost is a great concept. It does have its limits, It's sort of like, and not to get too, this is not political. At some point when you're rich, having more money does not change the quality of life. At some point you can just buy and pay for whatever you want. And it doesn't matter if your car costs $150,000 or $175,000. At some point, statistically, people stop reporting higher levels of happiness if you follow the income up, right? There's a point where, yes, more money leads to a higher happiness, but it's not not linear, I guess. At some point, it drops off. And I think...
No, I get that, but, like...
It's the same...
Assuming you're, like... What do you pay on Gilded Lotus at your shop? Like, one?
One.
Yeah, so, like... My personal model is, like, I pay ones on Lotuses, and then when I have, like, 50 of them over the course of a few weeks or whatever, I'll just, like, take them to a GP and, like, get 150s on them. And then just, like, over the course of months, I'd just rather do that multiple times instead of, like, wait until it's 3.
I mean, I guess that's fine, right? But it also depends on what you think it's going to do. Like, I disagree with you that it's going to stay 3 forever because of how solid the growth on it was before, solid and steady. And yes, we can talk. I mean, Magic 2013 wasn't. I mean, there was an amount of it printed. I mean, I'm not going to say there's infinite supply of this thing, but it had multiple printings, and it still just showed slow but steady growth. And it's like, yeah, literally flipping them for the 50 cents a copy 5 times or whatever, it's just not worth it. I can just have a giant stack of them now, and then it'll actually like pay for something later, not just get sucked into your bank account and get spent, on lunch or whatever, right? But that's just a different approach, because it's not like it's a difference between I'm just doing this in addition, right? It's not like I'm not flipping Gilded Lotuses at the store. It's just we have 20 or 30 Gilded Lotuses. I may as well start putting some of them in a box in case 3 years from now we don't have any or whatever, right? It's also the approach I take to a lot of cards that, and it's what we talk about spec boxes, right? They're not failure boxes, they are long-term spec boxes, because even if something's not worth money now and you have a lot of them, maybe the card spikes at some point because of whatever that you can't predict, and then you want to be the person with them, and sometimes that's just worth more than flipping it for 50 cents on a buy list, to me, the possibility. If you don't need the money on the buy list. All right, so fair enough. I mean, that was a really good point, though, about the commander decks. I think that is absolutely true today. All right, we have any more emails here?
Nope.
All right.
Send us emails.
Pick up I'm sorry, DJ, what should we do next?
And if you're a patron at patreon.com/Brainstorm Brewery, you have a greater chance of getting an email read. But as you can see, we get 2 a month, so I guess it doesn't matter.
So I was actually looking through my email on like my old email, and I saw that I had a Brainstorm Brewery folder, and I had emails from 2013.
Well, let's read them.
All right, I thought you might say that. Let me grab my computer. It's right here. 1 second.
I thought you might say that, so I'm not ready.
So, and this is the sad part. The way that I ran when I was doing it, emails then, is when we read them, I would delete them from the account. So the fact that I have like 30 in the inbox from 2013 and 2014, it's not a good sign.
Those people no longer listen to the podcast because you hurt their feelings.
Well, I would love to know the stats on that, and we can never actually know entirely, but people come in and out of Magic all the time, and I would assume that they come in and out of podcasts all the time. So it'd be very interesting to know what percentage.
I think people go out of podcasts. I don't think anyone comes into podcasts.
No, but they do, though, because we have people who don't even know who Ryan and Marcel are.
No, that's not possible.
Okay. People have told us that, man. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, there's so many in this inbox.
You're the worst. Who put you in charge?
Okay, here we go. Let's see if our answers would have changed. This email is from 7/5/2013. So this will literally be 5 years to the day. Hey guys, this is from Daniel Bay. Hey guys, already know
he's dead now.
That guy doesn't even talk to us anymore. Daniel Bay used to message us all the time on Twitter.
Are you being serious?
Now I haven't heard from him in years. When's the last time you heard from him?
I mean, the name didn't register for me, so I don't know.
Apparently 7/5/2013 is the last time we heard from him.
Okay, so you already know I love the show and how you guys are pulling out all the stops when it comes to getting content for your fans. Great work on the Modern Masters and giving a taste of the Vegas house for those that couldn't attend. That's
Vegas house.
Because that's what we did. We put up those videos from the first Vegas house in 2013. Congrats yet again to Corbin and Marcel for day 2 in the GP. And one last congrats to Corbin for top 24, mainly because Ryan wouldn't give him credit when credit's due. I selected this email.
Credit.
I actually selected
you missed all of Vegas and you won $500.
I was wondering if you guys could take a moment to talk about non-card Magic related product. You've mentioned things in the past, and I know Jason has a box full of deck boxes he's talked about. There's mentions of binders and dices. Is there more out there? I'm curious how you guys go into these things. There are also things like oversized promotional cards, convention giveaways, and the most obscure thing I've ever seen was a small aluminum miniature from the mid-90s. Does anyone have experience with the non-card related stuff? Thanks for taking the time to cast. It's appreciated all over the world. Signed by Daniel. He did not tell us what he sent it from, so I consider this email a failure.
That was a great email. You suck. Daniel, if you're still alive, I haven't heard from you in 4 years. And this is Corbin's fault this didn't get read on the cast. Unreal.
Guys, we're going to make this a new feature. I have a big backlog.
You read every stupid dipshit email Sander Vanderzee sent to us.
I said 30.
But you got quality just...
I said 30 and I underestimated. It's 87.
Jesus.
Now, some of these... I'm not going to say that 87 of these are emails we were supposed to read.
Now, Corbin, let me ask you something. How many of those are $10 patrons?
That's a great question.
Probably zero.
If you sent us an email in 2013 through 2016 and you were a $10 patron, let us know.
Yeah, we'll read it now.
Wait, holy crap. This is so good. Oh, okay. No, I just pulled up a random one here from Darcy Alamany from 7/14/2016 who says, longtime listener, first-time caller, you should name a new segment Bulked Up or Long Box Pulls. Can't wait for Mars.
Bulked Up is better.
Bulked Up is not better.
That's better. Why
it's not better than Breaking Bulk.
If you'd read this, it would be called Bulked Up on the podcast right now, I guarantee it.
Breaking Bulk is way better.
That doesn't even make any sense.
I read that email, and now I deleted it. Darcy, I don't need... it's over. You're gone now. You're out of the inbox.
You're gone. You don't even listen anymore, you idiot. Oh my God, Corbin. 87 emails.
I got an email about... You want this email about beer in Oklahoma?
No.
Okay. It even has
Is it somebody saying they want to sponsor our podcast?
It even has
5
a
years
little blue
ago?
mark next to it to indicate that I've never even opened the email. All right, listeners. All right, that's enough. We gave you a taste.
Who made you the way that you are?
We gave you a taste.
We don't know because he's adopted.
We need a discussion for the best name for this segment, where we pull an email out of the archives to see how the answers might have changed. That's good. This is good. No.
Secrets of the Past.
Better. But no.
Corbin is a stupid fucking idiot and didn't read these emails 5 years ago when he was supposed to.
Close. Getting closer. All right, I'll let our listeners come up with that one because that'll be fun. All right, let's do breaking. Oh, we did that one already. Bulked Up. Pick of the week. Let's do pick of the week.
Pick of the week. Pick of the week. Pick of the week. Time for the pick of the week.
My pick of the week is for Corbin to show up on time every once in a while.
That's mine too, man. Oh, I definitely do it every once in a while.
My pick of the week, which I talked to Jason about at length prior to this podcast because Corbin was late.
Yeah, for like an hour.
Yeah, is a Tempest Rare, Corbin. You might not be able to guess it, so I'm just going to give it to you.
Probably because it's not the guessing
Soltari
game.
Gorillas, Corbin. You never would have guessed it.
Soltari Gorillas.
Wow.
This is a 4-mana 3/2 with Shadow.
Neat pick.
And when it would deal combat damage to a player, you may instead redirect that damage to a creature. So I don't think this is like the next big thing in Legacy or anything. It's just sort of a card that I think is criminally underrated in EDH in Boros decks. I've seen somebody play it with, what's her name, Aurelia, and then they started killing everyone's utility creatures, and I was like, huh, that's neat. So, good with Lightning Greaves, Urabrask, just other hasty outlets in Boros, and it's just a way to generate card advantage and just, like, not lose out on board state just by, you just sort of bolt their creatures by
Wait a minute.
using combat steps.
I'm just back to the... That sounds great. You're right. That is a good one. I just looked up Sylvan Caryatid since you gave me shit for it. I made the pick on the buy box promo when it was $2 last week. $3. Card's $10 today. Get out of here. It was an incredible
Well, the spreadsheet says that you picked the Theros version, so
I did not. I specifically picked the buy box promo.
Spreadsheet says otherwise, Corbin.
I said both.
Hey, just take the fucking L, Corbin.
I believe I said, quote, I like both versions. The buy box promo is going to pop like tomorrow. You better get in on it now. And DJ was like, calm down. It can't be that good. Well, quadrupled in price.
I never actually disagreed with that pick.
My name's DJ. I'm so much better at finance than everybody. Boo. I'll sell you my buy a box promo if you tweet about it. Boo.
Does DJ require tweeting as part of getting a deal?
No. I've never asked anybody to do that, but like,
yeah,
it's a Twitter.
never.
It's just sort of a Twitter thing where people post about the cards that they bought, so that then those people's followers will buy cards from the person who they bought them from, and then Jason complained about it, so now people do it just to troll him.
Well, I accept that. Actually, I'm down for that.
People who buy cards from me on Twitter were like, "Hey, will it piss Jason off if I tweet about this?" And I was like, "I cannot confirm or deny that," and then they do it anyway.
The customer service, though. Like, they're not tweeting because you sent them a card. They're tweeting because the customer service that you provide is the best in North America. Like, if I thought that I could send someone money for a card and they would send me the card, wow.
Does anyone just want to be honest and say it's because people want to get retweeted by somebody with more followers than them? Is that too real? My bad.
How many Magic cards have the word gorilla in them? Not monkey gorilla, but like gorilla. Like Garilla. Is it 3?
I don't know the answer.
I think it's Soltari Gorillas, Gorilla Tactics, and Hidden Gorillas. I think that's the only 3.
Sure.
Are there more gorillas or gorillas?
This is... No one knows the answer to this offhand, I promise you.
Are there more gorillas or gorillas? Just guess.
There are more...
I'm going to say there's more of the animal.
I will say there's
more
of... Okay, yeah.
There are probably like 10 gorillas. Are Apes of Wrath a gorilla?
No one can answer these questions, Jason. All right.
I think the creature type of every gorilla is ape.
I'm going to make a pick that... I don't know. Can I pick Wasteland? Is that allowed?
No.
Because
you asked.
Oh.
If you had just strong-armed it, then I would have allowed it, but you gave me control of the boat today, so...
Ah, Jesus.
I did do that. All right, hold up. I got one here. Let me check the price on it, because I actually set this card aside here last week, so I wouldn't forget about it this week.
Is your pick Gorilla Titans? Do you want a banana this big, Corbin?
No, this is a Commander 2016 card. All right, I've got a pick. This pick would have been a little better last week when I actually wanted to make it, but it's still fine. Benefactor's Drought, Commander 2016 Untap all creatures.
You mean
until...
wait,
it's
Corbin.
Draft,
Corbin,
you idiot.
pronounce
It's
that card again.
Draft.
Benefactor's Drought.
Draft.
It's a beverage in the
draft.
picture, you idiot.
Look, this picture.
Stupid, there's someone drinking.
No, this picture is clearly of a river that is dried up.
Drought as an O.
I'm looking right at it, man. I'm holding it up to the camera. It couldn't be anything else.
I hate you so
Look
much.
at those trees in the background. They look like they're dying because there's not enough water.
Corbin,
they're dying because you're an idiot.
It is.
Jason, that reminds me. When is the next episode of Money Draft coming out?
Never.
We recorded one 24 hours ago.
Wow.
When is the next episode of Money Drought coming out?
3 months. Money Drought.
It must be embarrassing to sometimes pronounce a word wrong.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
DJ definitely wouldn't know. Anyways, this is a 2-mana rare from Commander 2016. Untap all creatures till end of turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls blocks draw a card, and it cycles itself and just draws a card. So it's just a sweet card. It's also interesting because the median price on this is lower than the market price by 30%, which is weird. I don't know if that means it's a direct, like a TCG direct kind of thing, but it's actually been like this for a long time. So I don't know what that means. I don't know. Well, it's a little weird, but either way, the card is it's between $2 and $3.
Wait. You said the median is lower than the market?
At least according to MTG stocks, the median on it, and I mean they're pulling from the TCG Player API, is $2, but the market price on it is $3.
It might have to do with shipping costs because it's like a $1 or $2 card, so it's more likely that sellers have like a copy listed at like $155 plus 99-cent shipping or whatever.
Okay,
but the market price is like copies that are selling at the $3 mark with free shipping.
I do see. I mean, the lowest listing for one is 88 cents with $1.50 shipping, making it.
Yeah, it's damaged, right?
No, it's near mint.
Okay.
$1.50 shipping, 88 cents on the card. So I mean, yeah, it's still basically $2.50 or whatever for it. So yeah, it was just a little quirk, but either way, the card has a pretty good growth this year. And they don't necessarily reprint a lot of the cards like this in these commander sets that are they just kind of don't ever reprint it, and then they get to be $5 and they just kind of chill there. So this card's sweet.
Stonehoof Chieftain.
Yeah.
That's the best card to find in, like, that's one of my best bulk rare finds recently is Stonehoof Chieftain.
There's also those...
People don't know that's not a bulk rare because it looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
It looks like a ridiculous, stupid, idiot card.
It is, and it's $14.
Yeah. It's nuts.
What deck was that even in?
The attacky one.
Go on.
The non-blue, the Saskia. Saskia's
the blueless. Saskia, yeah. All right. I got one. How is this card not more money?
Okay.
It is a Tempest uncommon called Ghost Town.
Ghost?
It's old as balls.
I gotta look it up.
It looks like there's penises on the art, so it's got that.
It does look like that. That's accurate.
Yeah, but they're like really.
Oh, it's spiking right now. Good. All right. This is a good pick. Looks like it's just starting to go.
Ghost Town gets jammed in Tatiova, gets jammed in any deck with landfall. Like, you bounce it to your hand and then you replay it. You put on another player's turn, you bounce it.
And it costs 0 mana to bounce it?
It costs 0 mana to bounce it. It doesn't come into play tap.
I'm actually shocked that I didn't know this card existed. But I'm shocked that
lots of people
it didn't do anything when, like, say, the new Omnath was printed. Right? That's the landfall Omnath, right?
Because people don't know about it. It was just one of those things where, like, the EDH Rec podcast talked about it because it's not in enough decks for people to even see it on EDH Rec. So, like, if a card's on EDH Rec because, like, people are playing it, then, like, bam, it just goes up because everyone's aware of it. But, like, this is in so few decks that people don't even... it doesn't even register on EDH Rec, and therefore...
Just based on how
That's
old
why
it
I think the EDH Rec podcast is so valuable, because I think they go and notice some of the stuff that should be, on EDH Rec and isn't. And this is just one of those cards that got missed. This is so good in Tatiova, which is super hot right now. It's so good in Angry Omnath. It's good in anything with landfall. Like, Avenger Zendikar is in how many decks? Like, this doesn't get blown up.
There's under 100 copies on TCG Player. Just rough math here by looking at the 1.5 pages of listings. So, good pick.
It's
just it's a bafflingly. I mean, it's an uncommon, but
it's an uncommon from Tempest though, so it's like a mythic ultra masterpiece right nowadays.
That's right.
Yeah, there were as many ghost towns as there are wastelands from Tempest. So,
wow,
there you go.
All right, well, good pick. Good picks all around, especially that Sylvan Caryatid pick from last week.
Well, Ghost Town will never go up because people are dipshits. But
no, that's not true. It's going right now. Like,
Corbin's filling the cart. Pull on a Peacekeeper, as they say.
It's not Peacekeeper.
It's not on the reserve list, is it?
Oh, look at me. I watched one of Wedge's videos and bought Peacekeeper. I'm so good at this.
Wait, what?
Didn't you see that video? Wedge is like, here's 10 cards on the reserve list that should be more expensive.
I don't watch YouTube.
I'm going to ruin the reserve list.
I did not watch that. Wedge videos are good, though. That sounds like a pretty acceptable video. But,
yeah, it was good for me because I got Peacekeepers.
I got Peacekeepers when I made that pick. That pick was incredible.
I sent you guys Peacekeepers.
DJ was a baller.
Yeah, don't you wish you could just make a card go up at will? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be a lot of responsibility?
Yeah, it would be something like that. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about this week before we get out of here?
Seance, everybody. Buy Seance.
Buy Seance, he says. Buy Squatty Potty, everybody. SquattyPotty.com.
Squatty Potties are like seances for your butt.
That's exactly how I would describe it.
That's going on Twitter.
Yeah. All right, everyone. This is Brainstorm Brewery.
Hey, no.
DJ's got something.
I have stuff to talk about.
Oh, no.
And it's irrelevant.
Oh, no.
Because it's not enough content for an article, but I'm just going to throw it out here. Okay, so...
you guys, every article that you write is not enough content.
This sounds like it should be a brain bite.
Too bad.
Yeah, make a brain bite, idiot. Goodbye. Podcast over.
Nope.
I stopped recording.
So you guys know how the Commander version of cards are always worth more than their original set counterpart?
No.